According to Earl Nightingale, an American radio speaker and author, he said, and I quote, "Integrity is the seed for achievement. It is the principle that never fails." Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
I am Abdurrashid Bawa. I stand against corruption. I call on every patriotic Nigerian to lend their voices in this crusade. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Together we'll make Nigeria great.
Today, both for-profit and non-profit companies have recognized the value of collaborations, while profit-oriented organizations have long realized the many benefits that collaboration between organizations can give. Non-profit organizations are starting to learn a few benefits, such as saving costs through sharing administrative expenses, expanding value propositions, improving efficiency, strengthening programs, making use of compatible skills and abilities, and improving leadership competency. That's why the EFCC is open to collaboration with sister agencies. Amina Kawa has the details on some interactions the Commission is having on collaboration. Over to you, Amina.
The Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, has promised to work with the National Sugar Development Council, NSDC, in making sure the National Sugar Master Plan of Nigeria becomes a reality. The EFCC boss gave this assurance when the Executive Secretary of NSDC, Zak Adediji, presented a copy of the National Sugar Master Plan to him during a courtesy visit to the Commission's headquarters in Jabi, Abuja. Explaining the vision behind the master plan, Adediji said it was to revolutionize the sugar production industry towards achieving national sufficiency in the production of sugar. The Executive Secretary, NSDC, noted that the sugar industry has the potential to solve unemployment and insecurity problems in Nigeria, but regretted that the country was active in less than 5% of the sugar value chain.
We want to partner the EFCC that will put our heads together and put any change that will be required in what we want to do here. One of our major problems in Nigeria today is unemployment. But if we are to solve it, sugar industry will tend a lot of opportunities for us to solve this major problem of unemployment and insecurity in Nigeria.
He therefore appealed to the EFCC to assist the Council in achieving its objectives by giving the agency more support, stressing that they were at the Commission to revamp the alliance between the two organizations. He added that the Council looks forward to collaborating with the Commission in intelligence and data gathering. Responding, Bawa assured the NSDC boss that the Commission would provide all the necessary support needed to achieve the mandate of the Council.
Nigeria is the only country that we have.
Yeah.
And if we did not work together to salvage it in all ramification, in the long run we have ourselves to blame for it. The EFCC will cooperate with you 100% in whatever way we can be of help to ensure that the Nigeria Sugar Master Plan is turning itself into reality.
The EFCC boss said the Commission is open to collaboration with sister agencies, all to make Nigeria a better place. In another development, the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, has promised to collaborate and partner with the Kaduna State Internal Revenue Services, cadres, in the areas of information gathering and sharing to block leakages in taxation and ensure prompt payment of taxes in the state. The EFCC boss gave the assurance when a delegation from cadres, led by its Executive Chairman, Dr. Said Abakar, paid him a courtesy visit at the Commission's headquarters, Jabi, Abuja. Bawa stressed the need for partnership and collaboration, which he said is one of the core mandates of the Commission, and pledged to work with cadres to achieve its objectives.
Here in the EFCC, issues of partnership is one of our core values. We are, by law, empowered to collaborate with agencies within and outside the country for the main purpose of seeing that economic and financial crimes is being rid of in this country. we are happy, and I want to assure you at the highest level that we are willing to partner with your organization to ensure that those that are expected to pay their taxes are paying their taxes as at when due. And for the collaboration that you said that you have been having with the EFCC, I want to assure you that we are going to sustain it.
In his remarks, the executive chairman of CADES, Zaid Abubakar, said they were at the EFCC to seek ways of collaboration in the areas of information and data gathering, and in other areas the EFCC can assist the agency.
This is the objective for coming here. First, to rely further on EFCC to assist us with intelligence and data gathering about some of these high net worth individuals that will have their list with us, and also to assist us, in some high-profile tax fraud investigation.
Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Rhymes, yeah. Whoa, corruption must to decrease. This is a canker-worm disease. When our people go live in peace, when all this nyama go cease, I can look back when I
see. Now here I dey work, and I here I dey chop. Sometimes this my work, it is very, very tough, and things go just wrong. But that one don't mean say I go put my hand inside bad things now. I know say if I put my mind to do this work well, I know say I go make am. I don't need put my hand inside bad things. I be mechanical, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
Ni mai sai da kifi ne, ina jajircewa akan nema, ina sana'ata na gaskiya.
I be a stylist, mu dey legit.
I'm selling phone accessory, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
I'm a sound engineer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a tailor, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a barber, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a painter, I dey hustle, I dey legit.
I'm a fashion designer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
Be proud of your hustle, be legit, say no to cybercrime.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, has called for greater synergy between his agency and members of the Committee of Heads of Security of Banks and other financial institutions in fighting economic crimes. Bawa made the appeal through the Director of Operations, Abdul Karim Chuko, when a delegation of Heads of Security of Banks and other financial institutions led by its chairman, Colonel Samuel Agbanusi, retired, visited the commission in Abuja. Amina Kawa, again, is our guide.
The EFCC boss thanked the security chiefs for the assistance they've been rendering to the EFCC and urged them to continue to support the commission by treating requests and invitations from it with dispatch. Bawa commended them for coming together under one platform, which he says makes it easier for the commission to relate with them as a body. On his part, the chairman of the committee, Colonel Agbanusi, retired, said the visit to the commission was to congratulate the EFCC chairman on his appointment and explore ways to improve collaboration with the commission. He stressed the need for the EFCC to carry bank security chiefs along in the anti-corruption fight to bridge the gap between the agency and banks which they represent. Bawa assured the security chiefs that the commission has well-defined standards operating procedures and will not engage in any activities that are not permitted by law. Banks represented at the meeting include Fidelity Bank, Access Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Stanbic IBTC, GTCO, Zenith Bank, Heritage Bank, Polaris Bank, and Providus Bank. Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day. Better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh, women from every sector. Make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said nakanka wamu, nakanka wamu.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
According to an American philosopher, Sidney Hook, the fear of death has been the greatest ally of tyranny past and present. People want to live and feel safe, but when they live in perpetual fear of what a group of people might do to them, then their security is threatened, and oppression and cruelty are lurking around the corner. This is what terrorism is all about. And for terrorists to perpetrate their evil act, they need funding. They need lots of money for weapons, training, travels, accommodation, recruiting members and logistics. In fact, without funding, terrorism will not survive for long. Preventing terrorism-related financial flows and transactions is therefore the business of all and sundry. Martha Eche explored the intricacies of terrorism financing, investigation, combating and preventing with the head Counter-Terrorism and General Investigations and Pension Fraud section of the EFCC headquarters, Friday Ebelo. Enjoy the interview.
Terrorism is a global concept that has to do with infusing or inflicting fear, creating fear in the heart of citizens, fear in the heart of citizens. And why did they create these fears? These are not state actors that create these fears, so as to drive in their ideological points, agendas. So it has to do with fear and violence. So anything that has to do with creating fear and violence, it has potency and tendency of terrorism. Oh. So when we talk about terrorism financing, we are looking at the process, the support of making financial instruments available to carry out terrorism. Provision of financial support to terrorists to carry out their given agenda is known as terrorism financing. Terrorism can be financed by criminals, can be financed by government, can be financed by wealthy people in the society, can be financed by legitimate people in the society. It comes in form of, if for instance, someone is floating a terrorism organization and he needs a support. If he tells someone that, oh, I have an agenda to create chaos here and there, nobody will support him. So we come under the guise of raising funds for, say, orphans, the kind of charity-related stuff. Or there are this set of orphans or widows that are suffering from this kind of thing in this part of this world. So they will they'll go online to fund me or solicit corporate organizations here and there to say that, oh, we have this particular issues that is going on. Take, for instance, polo-related issues. Oh, polo is ravaging this environment here and there. We need to come in, we need to get some medical aids to see how we bring polo to its barest minimum. So wealthy individuals in the society will contribute to it. Some government across the world will contribute to it. Legitimate companies and organizations will contribute to it.
How has terrorism financing affected our society, especially the economic and social sectors of Nigeria?
Enormous. Enormous, because most nations want to attract investment. And how do you attract investment in a society or in an environment that seems to be, in quote, chaotic? You understand? Because any of the foreign direct investment that the federal government and state governments and everybody crave for, that would at least boost our GDP, in coming in, some of the things they will find out from the open source is, how stable is this country? What are the issues going on? And internet is so vast that internet take you as if it's in your backyard. So they get daily informations. And so it take away likely investors that would like to come. Economic-wise, genuine companies that want to come in will just look at, because nobody want to put in his money in an environment that seems not to be stable. So that's why we must do everything to make sure that terrorism and all these issues relating to terrorism are all put down to its barest minimum, if not totally eradicating it. And socially, you can see even now, social life, you can't drive in some nights, you can go some places to stay and have fun. You can't. Why? Because of the insecurity. Fear has pervaded everywhere. So when fear has taken over anywhere, then erratic decisions are taken. When erratic decisions are taken, then you don't have where to go about it.
You said something about, at the beginning of this interview, you mentioned charity organizations and all that. I want us to look at DNFIs, designated non-financial institutions. What role do they play in financing terrorism?
Some are genuinely set up to carry out legitimate duties, functions, and how do I put it? Some are legitimately set up to carry out legitimate services across the world, but some are specially set up to aid terrorism. I'll give you an instance. If across the world you float a kind of charity organization or some NGOs where people contribute different kind of money, $1, £1, £2 across the world, and this money become enormous. How do you bring this money to the society you want to use it to disrupt? You must come in through some of these designated non-financial institutions. You can set up a shell company like a car shop in the close nations like say Benin, Niger, or Chad across. Then you use this money to import vehicles, different brand of vehicles to those places. And genuine people go to those places and buy some of this equipment, buy some of these vehicles and products and this kind of thing, and take it in. So when you take it in, when you are buying this thing, they can give you a legitimate company's account. Pay this into this company. So you pay in your own mind, you are dealing with genuine people. But the end product, because the money has been filtered in a way that it has been laundered into the system, so it has blended with the good money. These are dirty monies, because from the initial concept, why they set up all those companies were for illegal purposes. But now, when genuine people go in and buy some of these products and you pay money into the system, the money becomes clean. So they walk into a bank to say that, oh, okay, I have 100 million here, pay 40 million to so and so person in location A, pay 30 million to location. It makes no harm. So even a financial intelligence agency will look at it like it's a normal business dealing. So when this money get to this person, they now said, okay, break this down to A, B, C again, give this to this. This is for purchase of arms, this is for purchase of food, this is for purchase of medicine, this is for purchase of logistic related stuff. So before you know, terrorism have taken place.
That means DNFIs have a lot of role, a very huge role to play.
Sure.
Okay, what about the penalties the law metes out to offenders? If you are found or you're guilty of financing terrorism, what does the Nigerian law say about you? Okay,
the Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act 2011, as amended 2013, stipulates a 10 years jail term.
For terrorism financing.
Then any logistic, be it house, that was used to perpetuate that act, or vehicle that were used to as a medium, are all forfeited to the federal government.
Okay, even with the loss of lives, so as someone in the field, as an expert, what do you think about that clause in the law?
Yes, because some necessarily may not know that they are financing terrorism. So, for instance, there are some charity organizations, like people that come in to say that, okay, I use the word polio. Let me go back to polio. Say, okay, say polio issue here, and people just contribute willingly. But it's the person that used the fund for its illegal activity, especially to disrupt state function, that has the maximum penalty of life. But the one that contribute because some may not actually know, it's like a Ponzi scheme that will go wrong. We just launched the Eagle Eyes. When you see something, report it. You don't need to come physically to report such things. You can report it just pick your mobile phone. We are social media savvy. So get something across to the authority. Because in saving the life of another person, you are saving the lives of your children. You never can tell where any of your relative, any of the person will be when the terrorists will actually strike, or the road you drive through when they will strike. So in saving any other person's life, you are inadvertently saving your own life. So let's put Nigeria first and see, when we see anything that is not right, we should call the authority. The EFCC is open.
Wow, hope you all enjoyed that interview and understand the detriment that terrorism is actually doing to all of us. So join in the fight against economic and financial crimes.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Terrorism is the biggest security threat of the 21st century. Countering the menace is therefore a very important step towards subduing it in any society. No wonder the EFCC is not relenting in their fight against terrorism financing. Of course, there are national and international frameworks against terrorism. However, apart from these frameworks, what other ways can a society or government counter terrorism financing? Aisha Gambari has some ready answers for us.
Authorities involved in the prevention of terrorism financing should continue to develop framework and strategies that would fight the menace headlong. 2. There should be financial intelligence sharing between the public and the private sectors. 3. Authorities should freeze accounts of persons or organizations suspected to be financing terrorist groups. The ability to freeze funds and other assets are some of the key mechanisms used worldwide to disrupt terrorism financing and operations. 4. Effective investigation and prosecution of cases related to terrorism financing and support of any kind will drastically cut down the desire of people to finance terrorist groups. 5. Money laundering should be severely dealt with, as many people use it as a front to fund terrorist groups. 6. The transactions of designated non-financial institutions, DNFIs, such as bureau de change, jewelry marketers, and the likes, should be closely monitored. And lastly, as an individual, be careful what cause you donate your money to. You may be invited for a fundraising event, and your money can find its ways into funding terrorist activities. So check thoroughly before making a donation. Thank you.
Well, as citizens of this great country, Nigeria, we must be on the alert at all times. Let us report suspicious activities to the EFCC or other law enforcement agencies. Do you know how your religious, social, or charity group is spending your money? Ask questions and be sure you have the right answers so you can make informed decisions about whether or not to continue in that group. And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. Do not forget, for matters relating to economic and financial crimes, please send a mail to info@efcc.gov.ng. And to speak to our officers, you can call 0809 3322 644 and follow us on all our social media platforms at Official EFCC. If you see fraud happening, use the EFCC mobile app, The Eagle Eye. Download the app, follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. My name is Aisha Muhammad. I leave you with this parting words, which says, creating a culture of integrity and accountability not only improves effectiveness, it also generates a respectful, enjoyable, and life-giving setting in which to work. Do the right thing, always. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please stay safe and be kind to one another.